Hey everyone, hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. I am Pam Savage, owner of Young at Heart Creations, and I am trying to get ready for a craft show. And y'all have been painting these little candy corns along with me. And so I thought I've got another one to do tonight. I'll show you what I've been doing with them, but let me get you pulled up over here first on my iPad so I can see comments as we go along. Say hello when you come on so I know that everything's working, so that we can see comments. It has been raining off and on here all day long in Texas, Sherman, Texas, just south of the Red River. I mean, just like 15 minutes south of the Red River. So we've been getting some much needed rain. They still haven't lifted the ban burn. So Mr. Pam still has not got to use his, hi Peggy, his little fire pit that he's been wanting to use. So he hasn't got to do that yet, but hopefully soon. And don't forget to turn your clocks back tonight. We gain an hour of sleep tonight. So that means an extra hour of painting. Woohoo! Okay, so here's the first thing I did. I bought a box of 50 of these because we had a congregational at our congregation fall festival for the kids, and I always have a paint booth. So this is what I got them. This is what they look like. Well, they were unfinished. I've got a little bit of white on the back of that one. But so I first painted them as candy corns, to painted them a sample. So we did the candy corn. And then I thought, well, I've got some left over. I have about 15 or so left over. So I thought, what can I do with them? So we painted a Santa Claus. So now we've got a Santa. And I've got mine sitting right now in my bathroom on just a tiny little easel, but these would be so cute on a tier tray. And if you have a big enough tree, you could even drill a little hole in the top of them and make an ornament out of them. So many different ways you could display them. You could just set them in a wreath. They would be really cute as a wreath attachment. Okay, so we got candy corn, Santa. So we did him. And then I did, and I'm not going to do this one live. Y'all have seen me paint a snowman 100 times, and I'm just running out of time. The craft show is this next Saturday, this coming Saturday. So I'm in a hurry, and I'm painting 4 sets of these. And so now I did yesterday, just off and on, because I've had grandkids and my daughter here for the last 4 days. So I did a snowman. Okay, so we've got candy corn, snowman, Santa, and I'm going to be selling these as sets at the craft show, sets of 3. So tonight we're going to do gingerbread face. So that's 4. And then the next one I want to do, if I have time, I don't know if I'm going to have time or not. You could do scarecrow too. Hi Jan, hello, hello. You could do scarecrow on it, but the next one I want to try to do is I want to try to do a penguin face if I have time. I just don't know if I'm going to have time. I've got to get everything, most everything's priced, but a lot of it still has to be priced, bagged up, packaged, and ready to go, and get all my displays ready. So there's a lot of work to do. Okay, so I'll be selling them in sets of 3 at the craft show. So I've got to finish up a few more. I got... let's see, I've got 4 or 5 snowmen done. And then these 2, I did a little different. This one, I put some green under his eyes. And this one, we did blue eyes. So comment and tell me which one you like better. The blue under the eyes for him, or do you like green on a gingerbread guy, or ginger? I don't know what you call him. All right, so I've got several of those done. I think 4 sets, so we'll get there. Okay, and I've got my camera my phone a little closer to us tonight, so I'm going to see if that's a little bit better. Thank you, Jan. I bought them, Peggy, from Oriental Trade Company, but they get them from woodpecker.com. So I don't know if it's Woodpecker Crafts or just Woodpecker. I don't remember, but I think it's woodpecker.com. And they weren't super expensive. Of course, the more you buy, the less it is. But I think they were under $2 a piece. They were just barely $1 a piece when I bought them, but I bought them 2 years ago. So now they're more expensive. So they're about $2 and something for 50, or right at $2 for 50. So anyway, everything's gone up. We all know that. Hi, Sally. So if you just joined us, we're doing candy corns. So I did one as a candy corn, one as, then we did Santa, all the same shape. Then I did a snowman, several snowmen. Get my hand out of the way, you can probably see it better. Snowman. And then tonight we're going to do a gingerbread. Okay, so I'm going to get started because y'all know me, I'm a slow painter and there's a lot of little details in this. And I didn't get super creative with their faces. Their faces are all kind of similar. The mouths are a different shape, and the eyes are a little different on each one, but I'm just out of time to get really, really creative on them or technical on them. Hi, Carol. So I just am kind of doing them all the same and going for it. You like the blue under the eyes? I do too. I only did one green one just to kind of see what it would look like. Okay, let me bring you down. Get my camera right here. I'll try to stay on camera. Got my water over here. So hopefully I won't get too hoarse. Okay, trying to bring that down where you can see it well enough. Okay, so I've base coated it in honey brown, Deco Art honey brown. All of my paints tonight, I believe, except for the blue under the eyes. It's Anita's, and it's Anita's Stormy Blue, but everything else is, excuse me, everything else is going to be Deco Art. And I'm going to shade him in dark chocolate. So put just a little bit. It's not going to take much. So dark chocolate, and let me get my shading brush here. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of moisture on. You'll see it get shiny. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water on there where I'm wanting to shade it. I don't want it drippy, drippy wet, but I just want a little bit of moisture to help that paint spread and fade out. Oh, I decorate my kitchen too, Carol. I do. Hi, Susie. Yeah, my kitchen is always in gingers. I just started it about 5 years ago, and I'm hooked. Okay, so I'm not even going to go to a lot of pains with this shading. I've just got a little moisture on there, and I am just not making it super dark, but just enough to where you can see it. If you can see for the light there. And as it dries, it'll get a little bit darker. So I'm just putting it on the corner of my brush. We've had a wonderful few days. We went and picked my daughter up from the airport on Wednesday. She lives in California, so we hadn't seen her in 4 months. We went from seeing her every weekend. She would come spend the weekend with us when she lived here in Texas with us, and or not with us, but lived in Texas. She would come up almost every weekend and spend with us. Went from that to only seeing her every 4 to 6 months when she moved to California. So quite an adjustment for this mama. I don't care how old they get. If they're your baby, they're still your baby. They'll always be your baby. Especially when you only have one girl. I have all boys, 3 boys, and then had my daughter. And thankfully, my boys still live close enough that I get to see them pretty often. All but one. He's living down in Houston, but we still at least get to see him more than every 4 to 6 months. Now I'll have the rickrack over this, but it will still, this shading will still show some. So it just gives it a little bit of dimension. And as you can see, I am not doing anything special. I am just grabbing me some paint, and with that moisture on there, just putting some on. And I will let this dry and hit it one more time with it just to darken it up. Grab my dryer here. So tonight is time change night. I am not a fan of time change. I wish they would choose one and then just leave it alone. It is so hard on the little ones and the moms and the dads trying to get their children on the new schedule, and the teachers. The kids come in either tired or wound up because of the time change, depending on which season it is. Okay, so I'm just putting a second coat on this. And I had to dry it because if I tried to put it on while it was still wet, then I would have just wiped off what I just put on. So you see how quick, you know I'm not a fast painter. If you've been following me for any time at all, and you see how quickly I'm just throwing this on. That's called panic mode. I'm in panic mode. The craft show is in 6 days. Normally I have a trailer load of stuff ready. But since we just moved into our new place and some of our stuff's still been in storage, but just trying to get moved, and then we had COVID that knocked us for a loop for several weeks. I am behind. I'm having a hard time seeing because of that light. Okay, we're good there. And then I'm going to go a little bit around the eyes, just around the outsides of the eyes and under the nose. Just to kind of help offset, I mean, just makes it look like it's not just flat, but that it's sitting on the piece. Gives it a little bit of a 3D. Hi, Leanne. How are you? Lots of new names on here. I'm up to 1,880, I think, followers. So we're getting so close to that 2,000 mark. So when I get to 1,900, I'll do a Happy Mail drawing. And then when we get to 2,000, I'll do a special Happy Mail drawing. So y'all, if you have not already hit that follow button, please hit that follow button if you like what you watch. I mean, if it's helpful to you or you enjoy it. Okay, so I've got some under his nose there. And also, if you would post this video on your media, that helps us a lot. Okay, I've got a little bit out of the line there with that pattern that I put on there. So again, if you've just begun, this is honey brown, the base coat, and then dark chocolate is what I'm shading with. We are doing a little gingerbread. This is a candy corn shape. We've done a Santa, the candy corn, and a snowman. And now we're doing the ginger. And I would really like to do a penguin, but I just don't know if I'm going to have time. I'm going to sure try. We ended up with about 30 trick-or-treaters. As I've told you, out at our old house, we never had trick-or-treaters. We lived way out in the country and just never had any little ones come by. We had a lot of teenagers that came by, and I'm telling you, they were all so polite. We really enjoyed them. Okay, so I've done the outside of this eye over here. Just kind of helps it pop off of the piece. Helps it to not look so flat. Hi, Dana. Oh, thank you, Dana, so much. Thank you, Leanne. I am doing really good. We always love having our grandbabies here, and then a bonus when my daughter came in. It was just a very quick trip. Came in Wednesday evening, and then she had to go back this morning. But she'll be back in December, part of December and part of June. She'll be back for almost 3 weeks. So we're looking forward to that. All right, let me get these other ones out of the way here. So I've already done 3 of these gingers, but I saved this one to do with you guys because I told you I would try to save some of these to do with you. So I want to get it finished tonight so I can hopefully do some other things tomorrow. Okay, so we've got nose, eyes, and we've shaded all around. Okay, so I didn't use hardly any of that brown. I'm going to stick it back in my bottle. Y'all, I've had puppy fever, and no, I am not getting a puppy. We've had animals, but they're a lot of work. I absolutely love them, and but as much as we're gone, it would be so hard to have one and leave it here by itself. You know, I just can't do that. When I get a pet, it becomes part of family. But the lady next door just got a new Yorkie puppy, tiny. And then our new neighbor across the street came over today, and he had just gotten a new 7-week-old golden lab. Precious, just so cute. So I'm like, oh man, y'all are making it hard. No, I just love all my neighbors' dogs. Okay, let's do the nose, and I'm going to do it in Rockwood Red. But those puppies are so soft and cute. But the grand dogs are the best kind to have, because you can love them, squeeze them, spoil them, and then just send them home with mom and dad when it's time. So you could do a red nose. This is just kind of a off red, almost a burgundy. I don't eat gingerbread. We've never made gingerbread houses or cookies, so I really don't even know what color everything is on them. And I'm going to put a couple of coats on this to get it good and covered. Sometimes I'll shade inside the nose with a deep burgundy, but I think we'll be fine just leaving it as is tonight. I just love seeing how many different things you can do with the same shapes. I told them this would make really cute turkey feathers. If you turn them this way and this was the feather, if you put several together on a turkey body, you can do them different colors. So lots of different things you can do with them. But they fit really great in these little easels. I think I got them at Hobby Lobby, I think, for $1.99. Yeah, Hobby Lobby for $1.99. Of course, they were 40% off when I got them. So I use these at the craft show to display a lot of things. But it works really well. Sitting in those, it's just the right size. These are, I think these are 6-inch. Yes, they're 6 inches tall. And about 5 inches at the widest point down here. I got them off of Oriental Trade, and I noticed that they got them from woodpecker.com. So I would go straight to woodpecker.com, probably save a little. I got 50 of them, so I got a little bit better price on them. And they're really good wood. They're real good and thick, just real solid, very nice finish on them. And they had lots of other shapes as well. So I've been really pleased with them. I did not expect the wood to be as nice as it is when I ordered them for the kids' fall festival to paint. Okay, I think we'll be good with just that coat. A little bit up here. Okay, and there's his nose. But I was doing batch painting last night. I would have them all lined up, and I would do all the eyes, and then I would do all the noses. And I got a bunch done the last 2 nights. And I don't like to do this because it's not good for your health. But I painted until 2 o'clock this morning and the night before that. And that is not a good idea, people. Okay, let's go ahead and put some white in the eyes. It's 6 inches, Susie. Six inches tall and about 5 inches at the bottom. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the eye white, and then I'll come in with my black. And I'm just using a round brush. Really don't care up here at the top of the eye much what it looks like, because we're just going to go over it in black. Right down here, at about halfway down the bottom is where we want it to really cover. And it'll probably take me three coats or more to get it like I want it. We've had much cooler temperatures. No more of the 90-degree. I think it got down in the 40s last night. With the nice rain that we've had. Oh, we've needed it so bad. We had gone a little bit over a month without any rain. And then the rain we got before that was not really measurable. Okay, let's dry that and put a little more on. Looks kind of ghosty right now. Thank y'all for the hearts. I really appreciate it. Okay, I'm not even going to worry about the top now. I'm just going to put a couple more coats on the bottom here. I started to sell them, price them separately, but I think they'll do better as a set. Whatever, if I have any left over from the craft show, if I have enough left over, I may do a live sale. So we'll see what we end up with. Hi, Diana. Diana, we're painting another candy corn shape. You'll have to go back and watch the replay to see all the other different ways that I've painted them. Still coming up a different, I think you could also do a scarecrow. It would be cute to do a background and put a snowman, not just a snowman face, but a snowman on here. Just so many ways you could do it. Okay, almost. Thank y'all for the hearts. Y'all are so sweet. So help me get to that 2,000 mark, because I want to give away some good Happy Mail, Happy Mail drawing. If you haven't already hit that follow button, I would appreciate it. We had some more of my children from Oklahoma, and then of course my daughter was in from California, and we had grandkids. And my mom was able to come over. She was able to get out of the house long enough to come over and visit a little bit. So it was really nice to have her over. It's very hard for her to get out and about, so we enjoyed it. Okay, I think we'll be fine with that. Let me decide where I want the pupils to start and stop. All right, I'm just going to kind of freehand them. Okay, we should be good there. Okay, let's get some black. And this is lamp black. I keep wanting to put too much paint out because I was doing so many of them last night at a time. I was putting more paint out. Okay, still using that round brush. So one of the things I want to do after the holidays is go through my brushes, reorganize them, because since the move, they're not back like I want them to be, where I know exactly where each brush is. Just haven't stopped long enough. Look how different that looks, just putting that pupil in there. It just changes it so much. I just love, love, love how each little step, each little layer just changes the whole look of it. I get excited every time. Thank you, Diana. It says, let's paint. And it's from teachersgram.com. Teachersgram.com. I've got several new ones that I have not worn yet that are Christmassy that I'll wear soon. Because even after the craft show, I'm going to be painting Christmas. I'm going to be doing some Christmas painting all year long. Well, I'll be painting something Christmas. I won't bore y'all going live every time I paint something Christmas, but you may be seeing some Christmas each month. My brush slipped there. Let's even it out. It's got a little bitty hair on it that I need to snip off. But I'll do it afterwards. And then we'll do some eyelashes, eyebrows. Okay, so that was my round brush, and I'm going to switch to my little bitty liner brush. It's a 10-0. Oh, first I need to do the shading underneath. And let's see where I got out of line a little bit there. Let me fix that right quick. With some of that honey brown. Okay. Okay, so this is Anita's Stormy Blue. I also like to use their Blue Fog, but I'm going to go with this one a little bit darker. Okay, and my angle brush. Okay, so I'm just going to get it a little bit wet underneath. Just right under that black. And I'm going to add it just 2 or 3 different times. And I want it to just fade down under it. And then back up. Okay, so there's with and without that blue. Now it's kind of hard to see. It looks fuzzy on my phone. Hopefully it's not that fuzzy for y'all. Y'all, that was my Texas accent coming out, wasn't it? You guys. dry that one and then put a little bit more on. I'm getting it wet again. And then coming right back over it and then dropping down a little lower. Okay, come down just a little more. So I'm putting a little moisture on my brush. Because this one's way down and this one's not. So I want to get them pretty close. Okay, close enough. Now we're going to take the little liner brush and get it just on the tip here, on the end, about halfway up the brush. A little water drip, get that off. Okay, same thing over here, but let's go ahead and do the bottom part of this. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I need to go ahead, let me go ahead and get that part on this other one, and then we'll do our dry brushing right quick, because I want some dry brushing under the eyes also. Hey, Lisa. Hi, Linda. We're painting another candy corn shape. You'll have to go back and watch the replay at the beginning to see all the other ways we've painted it so far. Okay, so I'm going to take some vintage pink and let's dry brush here, here, and then under the eyes. Thanks for the hearts. To dry brush, I'm going to use a Wet n Wild eye makeup brush. Love, love, love these for dry brushing, and they're also good for painting, but you get them at Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to really work it down in the bristles, work it up into the bristles, and then usually I get it off on my hand. Tonight I'm just going to wipe most of it off until I can just barely see it on my paper towel. And I'm just going to start in a circular motion. Reload, put it on, and now I'm wiping it off. You could do red or even a lighter pink with it if you wanted to, but this is what I used on the other ones. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it so it'll match. Then I'm going to go right under both eyes. And we might go over the top of his nose a little bit. Okay, so we've got our highlights there. Okay, let's do this cheekbone. And we want to do some eyelashes, but we also got to do some eyebrows. Try to get them pretty close to the same height. Make this one a little longer over here. Okay. Now for some eyelashes. And I'm going to add just a little bit of water to my black paint. Anytime I'm doing liner work, I like to have it a little thin. Oh, well, thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much. Y'all mean the world to me. Okay, so there's one eyelash. So I did some thick ones. And then I did some little ones in between. And let's do this one down here. Okay, there's with and without eyelashes. And then lots of little ones in between. Okay, for this one down here, I'm going to go up, down, and in the middle. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make the white lines in his eyes, but I'm going to dot it in a little bit. I don't want the dots on there yet because I'll run my hand all the way through them. So I'm going to wait and do all the dots last. Okay, I've got that highlight on the nose, but I'm also going to do just a line. Okay, let's do his mouth. This is little, so it's hard to put my hand on it the way I need to. Okay, I get really quiet and I don't breathe when I'm doing lime work. So I haven't passed out. I'm still here. I just get really, really quiet and still. Now, if I didn't do anything else to the mouth and just did that, he looks kind of, yeah, whatever. I mean, just a whole different expression. So neat how every little thing changes it. Okay, so let's do the bottom of the mouth. Little smile lines. All right, and let's fill him in. I'm going to fill in the corners first. And then I'll fill it in with a larger brush. And these are all basically the same pattern, but there's enough different in them that they still look different. Each one has a different expression. And that's what's so much fun about it. All right, I'm going to go with a little bit smaller angle brush and fill in. And I have that brush just a little bit wet, so I'm going to put a second coat on it. So let's dry it. I don't sell the templates right now. I was selling them, but my website got hacked. So thank you, Jewel. I don't really have a way to sell them right now. But I'm hoping next year we can get some things redone, revamped. And I'm really hoping, I'm trying to get up the nerve, trying to work out all the details and technical stuff, hopefully to do a membership. And then I will probably just sell templates to my membership. Most of my faces and things are hand drawn. Like I'll show you, I just cut out a piece of paper, the shape, and I just sit down and draw. So that's just kind of how I do mine. I'm not a technical person. I will be the first to tell you I do not like computers. I work on them only because I have to. I am not a technical person. I just want somebody else to do all that part for me. But I'm not big enough yet to really hire somebody to do that. Mr. Pam's been a great help. Okay, so we're gonna dry that, and before my white gets too dry that I've got here on the plate, I'm gonna do a base coat for the tongue, and we'll do it in red. Okay, so to do the mouth, I just make a little M, kind of, and have the downside of the M, the middle of the M, where the middle of the mouth would be. Okay, just a little M. And I'm doing it in white first so that the red on the tongue will be brighter. And it doesn't take much of an undercoat of it. And I'll leave a little bit of black showing at the bottom And sometimes I get too low and I just come back and put in line a little bit of black. Okay, so I got out of the line there. You don't see any black on the bottom, which is really okay, but I just like a little bit of black showing at the bottom. So once I get that red on, I think we can fix that. Hi, Colleen. I always post a picture, Marilyn, of what I paint, and you're welcome to look at them and try to mimic them. Okay, I'm using Tuscan Red for the tongue. I want to get all that white covered. I am so ready to get all of my outside lights up. Not on, just up. So the craft show is next Saturday. And then we've got the garage sale. If the weather is decent. If it's not, then we're just going to have to wait till spring and do the garage sale. But then I want my lights up. I don't put the tree up typically until after Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving evening, when we have Thanksgiving here, or at our house, this will be our first Thanksgiving to have in our new house, but soon as it gets dark, all the grandkids, we all go outside and count down and then turn all the lights on. Okay, let's do one more coat of that red. I know, I mean, all these hackers, I mean, we can put somebody on the moon, but we can't figure out how to stop these hackers. I think if they made an example, if they caught a few of them and made a public example of the punishment that they would receive, you know, long-term jail sentences, heavy, heavy fines, I think we could put a stop to some. Of course, a lot of it's not even from our country that are doing it. But it's so frustrating. Okay, so let's put a little bit of a white highlight at the top of each hump. Okay, so there's his mouth. Okay, so we've got our pink there, we've got our blue. We'll need to put our dots in the eyes, but let's go ahead and do our rickrack. And I'm going to use bleached sand, just a little bit darker than the white. It does, doesn't it? Every little step. Hi, Scarlett. Hello, Miss Marilyn. I think I already said hi to you, but hello again. It's hard to keep up with the comments. Okay, so again, this is bleached sand. And I'm just going to use that number 4 round, and I'll come back over it. But we'll go ahead and get it started. I'm going to go pretty much where we highlighted or where we shaded. I'm just kind of go right on the outside of that, or just right on it, enough that it's still going to show. And I'm just going to start zigzagging, and I'm not putting much pressure until it starts running out. And then I'll come back and touch it up here in just a minute. Now, if I already had the dots in the eyes in the other places that we put them, I have to be real careful with that, but I don't, and that's why I waited. So I suggest that you wait to put your dots on after you've done everything else. And I've already done the backs of these also in that honey brown. If you have trouble controlling your brush, try holding it like I do, like you would do a pen or a pencil when you're writing. Hold it down lower. You know, a lot of people are much more comfortable up here, holding it high or in the middle. I have to hold them down low. And just make sure you meet where you stopped on the other one. So look how that's already coming to life. As a gingerbread face, that rickrack changes everything, doesn't it? And look how fast that was. Okay, we're going to dry it. I'm going to go over it in a couple of spots. Thank you, Miss Scarlett. And then we'll do the edges. Some of you just came on. Here's the little snowman. And the candy corn. So see, they're all basically the same face. Eyes are a little bit different, but same techniques in everyone. Now this one is a much different technique with the beard, but the eyes and everything are still the same. All right, let's go over it just a little bit. Just so where we stopped and started again. A little darker, and then brown's not showing through. I practice a lot of the techniques and new things I want to try on media paper, media sketchbook or cardboard, paper sacks, just anything I've got that I don't mind, you know, they're probably going to just throw away anyway, like pieces of cardboard and things. I can, poster board. I practice a lot on poster board. Much more relaxed doing it on poster board or something like that than practicing or trying to learn something and go straight to your project and do it. Because then you're nervous. You're like, ah, don't want to do this if I mess it up. So I find it helpful to just practice on different things like that. Okay, so that looks much better. Much more even. Okay, I'm going to wash some of that out of the brush because it was beginning to dry out on it. And I don't want it drying in my bristles. Okay, now I'm going to make the drops. So I'm really going to load it up. Just scooping it up. And I'm going to start in the center with the long one. And I'm going to really press down, pull, and then pull up. So I'm really pressing down. It's a drip. And then I less pressure as I pull up. Okay, so now I'm going to do the side one. I'm not going to come as far down. Really press down and pull up. Really got that brush loaded. Halfway down, press down, and pull up. Okay, let's dry that a little bit. You don't want to dry it too much because they've got quite a bunch there and it will cave in on you because it's pretty deep. Hi, Vicky. Oh, Scarlett, thank you. I like doing the gingerbread. Okay, I'm not going to dry that anymore because where that paint's really thick. It's kind of like a cake. I always say it's like a cake. If you take it out of the oven too soon, it'll cave in the center, and that's what your dots and anything that you've got some really thick paint on will do if you get it too hot. It just dries too fast and cracks. Okay, so before we put our dots on for the eyes and the cheeks, and then we'll do a little bit of a white down here in the tips of the drips. Say that 5 times fast. Let's go ahead and do some edging. I think it just adds a little bit to it. Now, sometimes I have even done edging on the top of it. The top of the gingerbread, like where the rickrack is, I will do this on top and then do the rickrack. Okay, but we're going to go around the edges. And I'm just using, it's a Royal BK 63 shader, number 4. Royal Lang, or not Royal Langnickel, just as Royal. Got them at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to start in the center. Now this will be a little bit hard, and I want to be careful not get my fingers in those drips. And I'm just going to use my little finger here to kind of balance. And hopefully you can see this. I'm just going to go down. And then about the width of that brush, I'm going to skip and go down. And I have found it's easier to go over the red with white than it is to go over the white with red. Okay, and this doesn't take long at all. Once you get in that rhythm. So we've already got that many on there. Hello, Miss Heather. I'm going to go ahead and come across. Well, let's go this way so I don't put my finger in it. I'm not pressing down real hard. The more pressure you put on it, the wider it'll be. The wider your stroke will be. But I'm just skipping about the width of the brush in between each one. We'll dry it and come back with the white. Sweet Mr. Pam's in there warming up his own supper. We had family over last night, and I fixed made enchiladas and stuff to go with them. So he was being sweet and just warming his supper up. We've had so much sunshine for so long with no rain that today with the cloudiness and a little bit cooler temperatures, it has felt like a wintry day to us here. Just want to hunker down on the couch and watch some Christmas movies. Our older grandchildren now have jobs and going to school and have jobs, and it's getting harder and harder to find time for them to come over with their busy schedules, so we cherish every minute we get. Now I got some a little bit wide there in between because I was talking. But that's an easy fix. Just make the white a little bit wider. And this does take just a minute, but I think it's so worth it. It just adds a little bit. Okay, so we're back where we started. Get that red out. Okay, I'm going to dry it so we can go around with our white. And as you can see, these are not, some of the lines are wiggly. It's not perfect. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing now. We're going to go into the white. Thank you, Miss Heather. I got the shirt at Teachers Gram, G-R-A-M, teachersgram.com. They have lots of shirts for all different things. Oh, I just dipped back into the red instead of the white. Okay, so now, just got the white loaded on. I'll start over here at the side. Doing 2 swaps with it because some of them I got a little wide in between. And usually once I get the white on, I'll go back over it. Look how that changed it. But these are pretty quick to do, and you can really knock several out at a time with some batch painting on them. Doing several at a time. We'll get these done, then we'll finish his little face. And then that, I will have 4 sets of them. But you can do these on just about any shape. Just have to tweak them a little bit. I do in my videos somewhere, I don't even know what date it was, a while back, but a little tutorial on how to do eyes. I know this is hard for you to see. Angle's kind of hard to do it. Now see, I'm wanting to fill it in, so I'm kind of pressing in a little harder, which makes my brush spread out a little wider. I painted these little things late last night till early this morning. In crunch mode. Usually by now, for the craft show, I've got everything packed, marked, priced, packaged. Everything's ready to go, be loaded up. I'm ready to go set up on Friday night. I am not to that point yet. I am one of those that has to have things done ahead of time. Like, for instance, if you tell me that if you ask me to speak at an event today, and the event's not until next year, next summer, I'm going to start on it now, and it will be done in advance. I'll tweak it, you know, if I need to, but I cannot wait until the last minute. I have to have things prepared ahead of time. Okay, almost there. Okay, so we got that all the way around. And I'll go off camera and put the rest of the, oops, put my little finger on there with a second coat of that white. Get it on my finger somewhere. Did not even see it. Oh, there it is on that finger. So we'll have to touch up a little bit. See if I can get a little bit off with my fingernail. Okay, we'll go over that with a little bit of brown and fix his eyebrow. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put some of that honey brown back on there and cover those little spots up. And by the time it dries and we put the sealer on it, you'll never even know it was there. Easy fix. Hello, Miss Melissa Kells. How are you doing, friend? I have not heard from you or seen you in a long, long time. Hope you're doing well. And your boys, I'm sure, are probably grown and married by now. Our oldest son, oh, he's going to be 50 next year. Do not know how that happened. That means Mr. Pam is getting old. Not Miss Pam, but Mr. Pam. He's only 1 week older than me. Okay, you can't even tell those spots were there. Let's fix his little eyebrow back. almost dry enough now that I can put a little bit of white on the drips. And we want a little bit of black back under that tongue. Okay, and now we need to do our dots. So let me put some fresh white out. Now you can use the end of your, the handle of your paintbrush. I have a stylus daughters that I use. Okay, I don't think we've forgotten everything. Oh, I love painting them, Diane. They're so much fun. There's just so many different ways that you can do them. They're really cute on a round. Let me grab a couple over here. See if I can do this without knocking everything over. Bear with me just a minute, and I'll show you a couple of different ones. These would be really cute on ornaments. They're just a simple little face. Okay, there's our little guy there. All I'll need to do is seal him, and I'll put gloss sealer on him. So I'm gonna lay him over here right quick, and I'm gonna pull you back up. See if I can get my phone not to fall down. I think it'll stay still. It may drop a little bit because I've got it different. Okay, so here's one on just a round. And I made it look a little more like hair. But that's what I was saying. You could put this red and white there and then put your rickrack on the inside of that. Here's a couple of different ones. Let's see what I've got on this one. Here would be the scarecrow face you could put on the candy corn. But then here's a little, all right, I'm backwards to me, so it takes me a minute to get used to it. Okay, so there's a little bit different one. And then I made one, which we could easily do with, we could do it like the Santa that we just did a couple of days ago. Only put a gingerbread face on it like this. So I made a Santa out of this one. So you could easily do that with this one and just put the Santa hat on there instead of the drips, the icing drips at the top. So many different ways you can do them. You can make the eyes so different with them. These little eyes are cute, that are kind of slanted in on the candy corn. So many different ways. If you can get a pattern kind of down in your mind, then you can use it on several different things. These are the ones that I use on, they have been through it. I use as my samples when we're doing paint classes, paint parties, in-person paint parties. I'll use these as samples. So that's what we're doing with that. But anyway, that is our little candy corn shape with Santa's, snowman, candy corn, gingerbread. I think it would be so cute to do a scarecrow on it, and a penguin. I want to do a penguin. So I don't know if I'm going to have time to paint anymore. Not before the craft show, but if I can get everything else ready, I would like to. Hi, Darlene. So be sure and, let's see, what brand shade are you using for the gingerbread skin? Okay, the skin is honey brown, and it's Deco Art. Honey brown, and I used dark chocolate to shade it in, but you could always use a milk chocolate, just some kind of a darker chocolate. So honey brown, and I do like it much better than, this one's a little bit darker. I don't remember what color I used on it. It's a little bit darker now. It looks lighter in that light, but it is a little bit darker than the honey brown, and I like the honey brown better. You can see the difference there. This is the honey brown. This is that, I think it is the dark chocolate. Not dark, but maybe milk chocolate. I think it might be milk chocolate. I'm not sure, but I really like the honey brown. I think it looks more like a cookie color. And you can just do the mouths in all different shapes. You don't even have to do an open mouth. You could just do a line for a mouth. You know, just whatever you want. You could just do them so many different ways. The little Santa was so much fun, and it must have been because I've got almost 800 views on this one. So everybody must be painting Santas right now. So thank you. Yeah, they're both cute. I mean, they both look okay, but I think I prefer the honey brown. I think it just looks more like a golden crisp cookie. I like that color. But okay, so I got another one done. Thanks to y'all. Thanks for you. I've got text messages coming through. Thanks for y'all. I always get more done when I get on here and get going. And then after I get off, I'm like, okay, that was fun. I'm going to paint some more. And then I end up painting too late. But anyway, that was it for tonight. Thank you so much. And again, if you haven't hit that follow button, please hit that follow button and post these videos on your media so that I can get some more followers, so that I can give away some Happy Mail. And if you are local or within an hour or so driving distance, our craft show is this coming Saturday, next Saturday, the 9th, and it's from 9 to 4 at the Howe High School in Howe, Texas. And that's just about 15 minutes from McKinney, north of McKinney. So if you're anywhere within that distance, please come. We'd love to see you. I will be, when you come in and you're facing the stage, you come into the back of the building. And when you come in, you'll be facing the stage. And Mr. Pam and I will be on the left-hand side, the left-hand corner of the stage. For my reference later, Deco Art Honey Brown. Yes, Honey Brown. Let me see if I can get it to where it will show for you. It's kind of blurry. But honey brown, that is my favorite color for the gingerbread. And then on the rickrack, you can use just white, which is perfectly fine. But I used the bleached sand, so it's just a little bit of an off-white. Not a lot, but here's white, and then here's the bleached sand. So just a little bit of a difference there. And then for the red, my favorite red, because it covers so well, is Tuscan Red. Tuscan Red. The eyes, I used Anita's Stormy Blue. I also like to use the Blue Fog. In Deco Art, it is Williamsburg Blue. That's a really pretty eye color. And that's what I used on the Santa. I love it for eye color. So Williamsburg Blue in Deco Art makes a really pretty one. You can also do the green, like this one underneath has green eyes. The one we just did has the blue. So you can do them any way. Now that Santa, I did all blue, and the eye's a little bit different shape. So just several different ways that you can do it, different shapes of the eyes. This one is just a little line coming down and then fill it in on the sides. A great place to learn to look at eyes. Hi, Canvas Sign Designs, Miss Jennifer. Is look at coloring books and greeting card, birthday cards, children's birthday cards, Christmas cards even, but coloring books. You're going to find some great eyes when you look at those, some eye patterns that you can use. And then you can kind of make it your own. But there are lots and lots of different cards and children's birthday cards and coloring books that will have just all kinds of eyes for you to look at, different expressions and mouths. So that's a good thing, good resource to look at. Okay, ladies, I'm going to let you go. Go back and watch the replay in the beginning, and I'll show you all the different things that we did side by side. If you have any questions, post them in here, and I'll do my best to get back to you. But I hope I gave you all the paint colors. You can do red for the cheeks. I used vintage pink, but you could use even a brighter pink. Thank y'all for the hearts for that. So, and then for the nose, I used Rockwood Red. Almost a burgundy, a light burgundy, but Rockwood Red. All right, ladies, good night. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the weekend. And I hope everybody gets to go to worship tomorrow. We always love our Sundays to be with our Christian family and worship our God. And that's what we will be doing tomorrow. In between church, we will be getting craft show stuff ready. So wish us luck. All right, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.